Hello, I'm Victor, and this is The Junkyard.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Regarded by many as the best comedy in movie history. Its unique brand of humor has never been replicated, despite decades of attempts by thousands of people. And musicals! Loud and fun, full of bright characters and catchy tunes. As music changes, these change with it, and yet the old ones never really go out of style. So what could be better than a Monty Python and the Holy Grail musical?
Anything. Okay, it's probably not the worst thing to hit the stage, but I've avoided seeing anything worse than it. So yeah, today we're going to be looking at Spamalot, why I didn't like it, and what it may have gotten right.
To start with, since it's been a few months since I've seen it, and I don't care to go into that much detail anyway, this review is going to be a short one. Remember that kid back in school, all through lunch as you sat at the nerd table, he, lacking any actual wit to call his own, almost exclusively quoted Monty Python and the Holy Grail instead of conversing? That kid grew up to write Spamalot. The play is basically two things: Monty Python references, and a satire of big-budget stage musicals. In fact, the former is basically just piled on top of the latter.
And yes, if you think you'd enjoy a self-aware look at the cliches and absurdities of Broadway through a lens of wry humor, then I think you'd enjoy Spamalot. That part of it is done very well. But if you're not familiar with Broadway to the point where you would get a parody of it, all you've got here are the Monty Python references.
To explain the Monty Python aspect of this, let's go back to the lunchroom. Did the Python nerd ever misquote the movie? That's not normally a big deal, right? There are entire lines people quote from movies that were never even said, and no one cares. But with Holy Grail, if you've seen it enough times and you pretty much know it by heart, and someone misquotes it, it's kinda jarring. Like hearing a crappy remix when you're expecting the original song. And again, that's Spamalot. Familiar old lines delivered winkingly by the cast that are either misplaced or extended into long musical numbers. You're going to have one of two reactions to these: delighted recognition or teeth-grinding annoyance. And speaking of things that got added to the musical, some unwelcomed additions include a female lead, Lancelot coming out of the closet and falling in love with Prince Herbert, and a painful song to go along with it, Arthur and Patsy singing about Jews, and an ending. The acting was annoying. In fact, they didn't act, they were basically just addressing the audience directly the entire time. And that's part of the musical's stage satire aspect, I know that. But even the music, something that can redeem something like this for me, sucked. At best, I forgot the tunes as soon as I stopped hearing them. At worst, they hurt. And I still forgot those tunes, but I remembered the pain.
So in the end, if you're the right kind of audience, you may enjoy Spamalot. I myself was not the right kind of audience. And I want you to know that I did not go into that theater expecting some perfect adaptation of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I in fact had no expectations, and it failed to meet even those. Well, this has been Victor with The Junkyard. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.